the judgment and criticism that a relationship can face if it doesn't or is not deemed traditional. Open marriages or non-monogamous relationships come under scrutiny as people assume they want their cake and eat it too. Well, Rachel Krantz is an award-winning journalist and co-founding editor of Bustle.com. Her book, Open, takes an explicit look into her sex life, and she explores non-monogamous relationships. Please welcome award-winning journalist Rachel Krantz to the show. Thank you so much. First of all, congratulations on this. You're 34, which is about to be 34 years old. And I think it is such an important age because there is a level of liberation, at least I felt at that age. Take us, though, to understanding non-monogamy. That's a big umbrella. And you hear people say non-monogamy. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a funny word, right? Because it's defined by what it's not. So it's anything but monogamy. So it can be a wide range of types of relationships. You have everything from couples that might only have a threesome together, swingers who only do things together and do swaps, people who have a primary secondary model of non-monogamy, which is where, you know, kind of like an open marriage, one relationship is of the primary status and the other ones are secondary. And then all the way on the other end, you have some people practice what's called relationship anarchy, and they believe, you know, no one should be kind of held at a predetermined level above the other. All relationships are unique and potentially equal.
Relationship anarchy.
Yeah.
I like this. I like the sound of it.
Sounds nice.
Listen, it's nothing new. I mean, we know people used to do key parties, I guess. You pick up someone's key in the 70s, or I used to watch it on TV anyway. You know, hearing of hearing of people swinging. It's not new, but it seems to have taken on a more liberating conversation from being a tabloidy kind of thing to award-winning journalists like yourself opening up about it.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because once I came out as being in an open relationship, all these people started pulling me aside at work events or parties and confessing they were secretly in open relationships too, or practicing non-monogamy. So I think it's a lot more common than people realize. It's just very taboo. And also
What is the taboo part still? All these,
I think the taboo is a lot of different things. One is particularly women expressing their desires and sexuality so openly and saying, look, one person doesn't have to just satisfy my every need. I want a script different than the one I've been sold. Mm-hmm. And so that's still pretty taboo and new, right?
What's your dating stat? Is it dating when you're non-monogamous? How do you define what you are involved in your relationships?
Well, currently I have a partner who I live with, and we're committed, but I still have the freedom to date other people, have experiences with other people.
Which is fascinating because people assume when you say committed,
right,
that means not involved with other people.
Right. No, I think one important point to make is that sexual fidelity and commitment are not the same thing. And also, like, you know, emotional intimacy and commitment are not the same thing.
So what is commitment defined as in a non-monogamous situation?
Well, I think everyone in a non-monogamous relationship defines that for themselves, right? And so it can look like a lot of different things for a lot of people. They might have specific rules around things that they can only do with one person and not the other. For some, it might just mean who you spend the majority of your time with, or the fact you're planning a future together. Really things that don't look very different on the outside from conventional relationships.
In the book, you pose the question, is a woman like me allowed to admit to being this fully a sexual being and remain semi-respected as an award-winning investigative journalist? What is the answer?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
You're going to find out. From family members, what's been the response from family members?
Well, my mom is actually in the audience, so I'm very lucky. She's very proud.
I love it. I love it. Mom, thumbs up? Oh, you bet. I love it. Well, listen, you should be proud of your daughter, not just because of the openness, but obviously an award-winning journalist. What's your goal here? Your mama need a microphone. I love it. What is your goal in this conversation overall?
Well, I think I want to just open up this and many other conversations. The book is about a lot of things. It's about non-monogamy, but it's also about gaslighting and dom-sub dynamics and kind of a little bit of a cautionary tale of what can happen when you explore a lot of these things but don't have explicit boundaries or rules or conversations around them. I think a lot of these things are in the ethos, but it's still so taboo that maybe people are kind of like reading about it in 50 Shades, but then they don't know, how would I actually put this into practice? So in the book, I try to give people a lot of resources and a lot of commentary from psychologists.
A how-to guide.
I love it, yeah.
Well, congratulations. I love your mom. She's amazing.